This video is going to be the introduction to the line 5 human design profile types. And if the 5 is left of the slash, that is going to be your mind and conscious. If it's to the right of the slash, it's going to be your body and unconscious. And this is the heretic line. And this group naturally challenges and rebels against the status quo, conventional systems, structures, beliefs, and ideals that do not fare well from a universal and practical framework. So when they see systems that are failing most people, this group's gonna be like, okay, this is a problem and we need to do something else. Heretics have the ability to identify these issues with the status quo and can offer revolutionary, creative, and practical solutions that benefit the collective in ways that no one has probably considered before. The fifth line is magnetic to those who are at rock bottom, need major help, or in dire need. This makes the fifth line susceptible to having these people project their expectations upon you and as if you're going to be their savior. So that is a big cautionary tale for the line 5 types. And it is critical, and I cannot emphasize this enough. And I have firsthand experience, I could go through it another time to recognize these projections and the projection field and use your inner authority in your human design. So look that up and see what your human design type is and follow that inner authority because you will have to discern which projection fields you want to engage with, which projection fields that you don't want to engage with. And you have to learn a healthy detachment of all the issues of the world and not take the responsibility on all that because you'll burn out real quick and your body will start not doing well. And I can say this firsthand as well. And until the fifth line masters that in pristine and sometimes harsh communication to make sure that your boundaries are crystal clear and what you are and aren't going to do to for a specific person, a specific issue. Once you've mastered, you're able to do that, you will be able to go grace, ease, and flow with whatever you're doing and have and be in that healthy detachment that's going to not make your energy tank go down to zero really, really fast. And if they don't do this, then you're going to be blamed for the issues, you'll be villainized, and treated like a heretic, for not being that person, that group's savior. And that's a very big issue. And it's a projection that the 5 line unfortunately gets in the world. The 2 has the projections outward, the 5 gets them coming towards them. So, and we'll go into 2s at another time. And the fifth line can thrive when they adopt an attitude of radical self responsibility. You've got to own your energy. You've got to own the mistakes you make. You've got to own the words that you say and all that. And own it's like, I'm not helping you if your body, your inner authority is saying, I'm not helping you, because it's going to be very important to have those discernments and have those very clear boundaries. And that's a protection for yourself and for those that are asking for your help and be explicit in your communication. It's like that is key. And it's like in learning the art of making sure the other person understands what you're saying, how you're saying it. And it's like that's the level of pristineness of communication you're going to have to be. And then carefully choose which projection fields you want to engage in and what doesn't. If it aligns with your inner authority and it feels right, by all means, go into that projection field. If it feels toxic, then and your inner authority is probably going to tell you to flee, especially if you're a splenic projector like myself, because I've had that happen very, very recently. And I might tell that story another time. And once you have that mastery of knowing what feels to be and what feels not to be, and based on your own inner authority, the line 5 people can have great fulfillment in helping others and get back on track and contribute to the progress of humanity, which is what they're really here to do. 5 lines must very clearly establish boundaries and they have to be crystal clear along with pristine communication. And it says underline critical, crystal clear communication is critical. It's like I had done my notes, underline, 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 because it is so very, very important. And that inner authority is going to help you decide where your energy is going to be best on looking at issues in the world or issues with a specific person and practical solutions you can do that are very outside the box because conventional thinking is not a line five thing. And that has gotten me in trouble in a lot of jobs because they expect a boilerplate answer and I don't give boilerplate answers. So just something to keep in mind. If you're having that issue, you might have a five in your chart. For careers and relationships, they prefer roles where you can offer practical solutions and challenge the norms and conventions and status quo of systems that are not benefiting universally. And you thrive where you're appreciated for this ability to be creative and provide those innovative universal solutions. And these are also practical solutions, even though they're very unconventional. So seek roles and connections that value your leadership and problem solving skills where you have the freedom to address real world issues and the conventions of them and the systems that are not working for everyone because the five line thinks in universalities and making it to work for everyone mindset, and lean into the situations where your perspective can make a meaningful impact, but be mindful of the projections that are coming towards you to make sure that it's a projection you are supposed to do based on your inner authority. And then the roles for the five line for jobs would be policy reformer, politics, visionary, entrepreneur, engineer, emergency worker. For me, some of those are definitely not. It's like unfortunately for politics, it's like, yeah, outside the box thinking these days does not seem to be something that is welcome. So the golden showers, the projections that are positive towards you, would be leader, hero, and ones like that. The taboo, the heretic shadows, when you're villainized for it, villain, victim, enemy is kind of what how it's looked. So that is the introduction to the five line, and this went a lot longer than I did, but I had some personal anecdotes that I wanted to add just to give context. And if you have any questions or experiences, a success or not success of line five, please put them in the comments below. Thank you.